Hi guys, if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Aislinn, also known as Smilin, and if you are coming back, welcome back. This week I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a what I eat in the day slash just my favorite recipes. A lot of these I came up with or like really honed during the 50-day challenge that I did. If you wanna watch that whole series, watch everything that I did, the entire 50 days, you can check out this playlist here. It has all of those videos, and I am actually currently doing my second round of the 50-day challenge. So the one that I did earlier was in the beginning of the year, and now I'm doing one for the summer, and I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm documenting that one again. And we also have this time a 50-day challenge community on Discord of, at this point, over 500 people from all over the world. I'm honestly so blown away. And everyone in that group is doing the 50-day challenge all together, and it is just been such an incredible, positive community. I'm really blown away. I'm gonna share some of my favorite recipes. So I'm going to share with you a breakfast dish, a pretty hearty snack that I would sometimes actually have for lunch as well as two other recipes that could be either lunch or dinner. But I love all of them, and they are all healthy with a little bit of extra yum, if that makes sense. But I will also be sharing ways that you could make them healthier if you choose to. So with that, if you're enjoying these videos, if you get any value out of them, please hit that subscribe button, ding dong the notification bell, and comment down below if you want to see any of my other recipes that I've shown on my channel. And with that, let's get cooking. The first one I'm going to show you is my upgraded avocado toast. If you watched my 50-day challenge series, you saw this a lot. I really never get sick of it. I use this Italian loaf, but if you want a bit more nutrition, you can use a whole wheat bread instead. Slice yourself 2 pieces about 1/2 inch thick and put to the side. Next, grab a clove of garlic. A hack to peel your garlic easier is to lightly smash it with the face of a knife. The papery cover comes right off this way. Then just cut the garlic in half. We'll use that soon. Now take your bread and lightly drizzle in olive oil. This will help to get that great caramelization on the bread when you toast it. Then take half of the garlic and rub it all over the bread, spreading the oil, adding a light garlic flavor. This makes a huge difference. Pop the bread in the toaster, and now it's time for the eggs. Take a pan and spray with cooking spray so that the eggs won't stick to the pan. Over medium to high heat, crack your 2 eggs into the pan, careful not to break the yolk. Then just let them sit in the pan and cook until they are as soft or as firm as you want. If you want your yolk cooked more, you can lower the heat a bit to make sure not to burn them. Then use your spatula to separate them. This will make them fit on each of the pieces of toast better. The toast is done, and just listen to how crispy they are. Now you can take the garlic a second time and rub it over the bread. Again, I'm a big fan of stronger garlic flavor, but you can skip this step if you want to. Next, open up your avocado and take 1/2. Carefully slice it. When doing this, make sure not to cut through the skin to keep your hand safe. Then, using the curved back of the knife, scoop the avocado out of the skin. Now arrange a quarter of the avocado on each piece of toast. Top with your fried eggs. And grind with some sea salt and fresh pepper on top. Now it's time to plate. You can finish them up in a couple different ways. You can eat them this way, or you can add some everything bagel seasoning, or my favorite, some sriracha, and they're done. Just look at how good that gooey yolk is. That is my favorite part. Now, enjoy. The second recipe I'll show you is a pesto hummus veggie bagel. This is a great snack or lunch. Take your bagel and slice it in half. We're only going to use 1/2 of the bagel, but if this were for lunch, I would use both halves. Take whichever half of the bagel you're using and stick it in the toaster. Now clear your cutting board of all of the everything, and now it's time to prep the veggies. Take your cucumber and slice it in half to make it more manageable. Then cut up a good number of slices, trying to keep them thin. Then gather all of your slices and cut them in half to create semicircles. Place that to the side. Now, Take your tomato and do the same thing, slicing thinly and then cutting them all in half to create semicircles. Lastly, take your red onion and slice it as thinly as you can. Careful not to cut yourself. Once the bagel is done, take it out of the toaster and grab your hummus. Spread the hummus all over the bagel as much as you would like. I usually use about 2 tablespoons. Next, take your pesto and spread a little line around the bagel. You don't need a lot for a good amount of flavor. Now it's time to arrange the veggies. Alternate between slices of tomato and cucumber, making it as pretty or as crowded or as messy as you want. Once you're happy with that, sprinkle the red onions on top. Finish off with some freshly ground sea salt and pepper, and you're done. This isn't too heavy and it packs a ton of flavor from the pesto and the veggies while still getting some protein with the hummus.
It's so good.
The third recipe I'm going to share with you are the salmon seaweed bites, which are great for lunch or dinner. First, we're going to make our rice. I'm using jasmine rice, but if you want a more nutritious option, you can do a 50-50 mix of white and brown rice or all brown rice. Before we cook it, we need to rinse it to get rid of the extra starch in the rice. I usually wash about 2 to 3 times. Then, to add the right amount of water each time, touch your finger to the top of the rice and fill the water up to the first knuckle on your finger. Then, place your pot on the stove and turn the heat up to high and bring to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn the heat down to a simmer and cover for about 15 minutes. I'm also going to move it to the back burner. Now it's time to prep the salmon. Slice it into bite-sized cubes, whatever size works best for you, and also make sure you're washing your hands whenever you handle raw fish. I'm washing my hands between almost every shot here, and you do not want to cross-contaminate when you're handling raw meat. Then lightly drizzle the salmon with olive oil and rub it all over. Again, wash your hands. Grind some salt and pepper, and they're ready to be cooked. Grab a large pan and over medium-high heat, drizzle some olive oil in the pan. Let the olive oil heat. You know it's ready when you flick some water in it and it sizzles. Place the salmon pieces in, one after another, and after a minute or 2, flip them. Be careful when you flip them to flip them gently. The salmon can be very fragile and can easily fall apart. After about another minute or 2, flip them again. You can look along the side to see if the middle is fully cooked to know whether they are done or not. Once they are done, remove them from the heat and put them on a paper towel lined dish. By this point, the rice should be done as well. It should be nice and sticky just like this. Now it's time to assemble. We'll be using one of these snacking seaweed packets as the base. Place a few seaweed pieces on your plate, then top with a spoonful of rice each. You can make as many of these as you want. I'm only making 3 for the video, but normally I would make way more than this for a full meal, and I would probably also make a side salad to get a little bit more vegetables in the meal. Then take a single piece of salmon and place it on top of each of the rice piles. Now to finish them off, you can either use this spicy sesame oil or regular sesame oil. Place a drop or 2 on the top of the salmon bite. This adds some great extra flavor. You can also add a few drops of sriracha. I'm obsessed with sriracha if you can't tell. Lastly, I like to use the Japanese spice mix furikake and sprinkle that on top. Now they're done and ready to be enjoyed. The last recipe I'll share today is for crispy tofu. This is a special request from my Discord. First, start with tofu. I like firm or extra firm, and I learned from a creator on TikTok that tofu is best frozen and thawed twice. You're gonna have to drain it, and I usually hand press it above the sink before I further press it. Using a clean towel or paper towel, continue to press and drain the tofu. Best practice here is to
put something heavy like a textbook on top of the tofu and let it sit for 15 minutes, but I'm impatient and usually cut that corner. Next, cut the tofu lengthwise so your cubes won't be as thick, and then cube it. It should be a nice bite size. Next, take your tofu and place it all in a bowl. Grind some salt and pepper over it and then add about a tablespoon of cornstarch. This is the magic ingredient to make it extra crispy. Then, place it all on a tray. I also like to have this with some green veggies, and I happen to have asparagus, so I'll quickly chop that up and then mix it in a bowl with olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then add that to the tray with the rest of the tofu. Now, bake the tofu and the veggies at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. While that's baking, we can make a sauce I like to toss the tofu in. This is not the healthiest sauce, but boy do I love it. First, mince up a whole clove of garlic. You can do more or less depending on your personal preferences. Then add all of that to a container. Then add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a 1/4 cup of water. Instead of regular sugar, you can also use coconut sugar or brown sugar. Mix that all together. Once the tofu and veggies are done, take them out and you'll see how crispy they are. Now to finish the sauce, you'll need a large pan. Grab your sauce and now add a teaspoon of cornstarch. This will thicken it. Combine and then pour into the pan. Heat on medium to high heat for a few minutes until it begins to bubble and thicken. Once it's really simmering, toss in your tofu and veggies and stir it all to combine. To finish the meal, take the leftover rice from the salmon bites, top it with the tofu and veggies, and finish it off with some sesame seeds. Eat with chopsticks or a fork, and enjoy!
So good.
Okay, well, those are some of my favorite recipes. Admittedly, that's not really a what I eat in the day because I probably wouldn't eat all of that all in one day. However, I would have like smaller amounts of each of those things each day. But now I'm pretty much set for like a good couple of meals. I basically meal prepped for myself through this video. If you want to see the videos where I'm actually eating all of these different dishes, hit this button right here. That's the last 50-day challenge series that I did, and you can see a lot of these dishes in them. You can see what I actually do eat every single day. But if you guys have any questions or you have any recommendations or requests for other recipes or videos, please comment them down below. If you found this helpful or you want to follow the rest of the 50-day challenge, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back again next week. And my new uploading schedule is going to be now on Mondays at 10 a.m. That's going to be the goal. And then potentially some bonus videos here and there, but Mondays at 10. I'm basing that off of my YouTube data, but also requests from everyone in my Discord channel for the 50-day community challenge. I hope you enjoy some delicious food. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Most importantly, remember to keep smiling. Bye, guys.